people joined. Cool then. So this is the webinar we are doing specifically for real estate and home buyers. And we'll talk about how we can transform the lead qualification with a very intelligent automation where AI is involved. And the three quick things I want to talk about this webinar is this is going to be very, very interactive and fun. Uh, Feel free to be on chat box always to if you have any question or if you find anything confusing, put it on the chat. So at the end, when we are doing a Q&A, I can pick these things up from the chat box and start one by one. And if you are new to the AI, we are going to learn a lot. Or like if you are reading, also it's gonna give you a lot of knowledge about how you can use AI in general across the tools. And if you already have started the journey, again, if you have the question related to how AI is working, you are confused, put it on the chat box for the end. At the end, also, we have a good special offer for everybody who is live. So stay tuned. By the end, we'll disclose this. This is a very good pilot we do after every webinar. And last webinar, we did 10 pilots. This time, we are doing 5. So stay till the end. Quickly covering the table of contents, like how we are going to proceed through this webinar. There is a quick introduction that would talk about why we are doing this webinar at this point in time. Then you will meet the guide, that is me, why I'm relevant for doing this webinar. We'll burst some AI sales myths. This is my favorite section from every webinar because I have gone through this journey and I think a lot of you might be going through the same journey. So we'll do that. Then we'll talk about the actual home buyer lead qualification system. So home buyer is the persona we are targeting in this whole webinar, and the we'll talk about the complete lead qualification system that we'll build, like how your user has journeyed through and how we are going to capture them at every point, followed by the complete qualification workflow. Like after they have traveled through these journey points that we have set up for them, how do we qualify these leads? Because the hot leads and the serious buyers are the most important for us, and we cannot keep on wasting energy on other ones. Then we'll move to the live demo. And live demo, again, we'll talk about how the whole setup is done. And then in the demo time, you will hear the actual call recordings and everything. So moving ahead quickly. Yeah, why this webinar matters the most right now is because of these two major things. First is since we are talking about real estate, we are talking about home buyers, we need to understand spring, which is starting March, is the peak season for home buyers, and summer starting June is the rush for renters. Now, why I say that is, and you can do your own research as well, not just in India, but across the globe, it is considered that spring is the best season, and the real estate has observed most footfall of families looking for buying home at this point. Because the season is good, the temperature is good, people like to go out, people find it fine to visit the property location frequently, and that is why spring is the peak season for home buyer. Now that we are at the end of January, this is sort of the best time to prepare for all the campaigns that we can run starting Feb end and throughout the spring to capture these folks. Same summer rush for renters. We do have a little bit of time to cover this, and that is why I'm not covering in detail about the renters in this webinar. But the next one we are gonna do is gonna be focused on the renters. Still covering it a little bit. Why June and August is a rush for renters? If you see, schools are getting over and colleges are starting in June. Similarly, college folks are ending their college and moving to their first jobs. A lot of job changers are also changing jobs at this time. So there is this rush of renters switching their location from one place to other place, and this is the peak inquiry time you will see through Meta or Google or 99 Acres, and for that matter, even Facebook groups as well. So we'll keep our next webinar specifically focused on that one. Now that we have talked about why these are the best times, let's quickly meet the guide that is me for today. Who am I? So I'm CEO and co-founder of Kips AI. The session that I'm doing today, I have done 50 plus such individual implementation sessions where I've sat with the client or founder on the other side. I have explained them the whole thing and we have set it up on the platform. But this is the first ever time that I'm sitting in a webinar format and discussing this home buyer complete qualification funnel with a group of people. And just to let you know that more than 10 property developers and brokerage firm in India are already on this campaign. They are seeing the fruits. This is a totally working system, so feel free to adapt it at any point in time. So now is the my most favorite section, at least, busting the AI sales myths. So let's address what is holding you back from running this AI powered sales campaigns. And if we go 1 year back, it was me. It was me here, which who had all these myths in mind, who had all these concerns in mind. So I'll cover them one by one. If you feel like you have also faced this myth at one point in time, feel free to write it in the chat box. And if a lot of people have gone through the same concerns, we'll talk about them at the end. So the first thing is we keep hearing a lot, and we used to think like that as well, that we need human understanding on client calls. Because specifically when I talk about real estate, you're a client who gets convert comes with a huge ROI. So you cannot delegate just this call to any AI and expect it to understand the client properly. So let me know if you also go through the same, you believe in the same thing, and then I'll try my best to tell you why it's not true. And actually, we'll see it in the demo as well. The nuances that come with every client call, every different client call, you will sometimes feel that AI can handle it with much more empathy than probably your actual sales agent. It also depends a lot on the training, how you have trained them, for both, of course, whether it's your sales agent or your AI agent, how you have trained them, that matters a lot. But we have seen that nuanced conversations also handled by AI much better. Second myth we encounter a lot is AI cannot understand English. So in India, especially in the northern region, if we see, people don't speak Hindi that much or English that much, while the conversation is always English, some words here and there. And it comes into two format. First, when you are going with an AI agent, your AI must understand this English that your user is speaking. And second part, it should also communicate in the same format rather than using typical Hindi word or typical English word. It should be a very local language so that it feels more human, more understanding. But if you have that myth in mind that English is not possible with the AI, please again you can write in the chat box. Also, good thing is the demo we are covering, the call recording we are covering is completely in English, so you will see that in action anyway. And yeah, so again, my counter for that is modern AI seamlessly processes in the English mixed conversation, whether your user is speaking English or you want your AI to speak English, both are equally possible. Yeah, the third encounter and very interesting one is we hear from a lot of people is if our buyer knows it's an AI talking, our pickup rates would suffer. Or it's not just pickup rate. Let's say if somebody picked up the call, they might ask, "Am I talking to an AI?" Because it's a general concern nowadays. Even you might have asked this question to some real sales assistant at some point in time nowadays that, "Am I talking to AI?" Because they all sound very realistic. But trust me, I've heard a lot of call recordings from actual client calls where user asks if this is an AI. We transparently tell them, yes, it is an AI. But trust me, when your buyer is really serious, it doesn't matter to them. As long as you are calling them on time, you are resolving all their queries, answering their questions right, it doesn't matter to them if AI is calling or a human is calling. And if you are still concerned, you can still write it in the chat box. I would maybe sit with you and would share with you some call recordings where that has happened in the actual production scenarios. So yeah, now that we have busted these myths, maybe you know, I know, everyone at least in the webinar knows that AI agents are helpful, but you still kind of are not able to set them up. And again, trust me, I have been on multiple calls where people say, I tried this portal, that portal, and these are all well funded portals, but they were not able to set up an agent that was actually helpful to them. And I'll quickly talk about these concerns, what I have heard. If you have faced similar, again, feel free to write in the chat box. The first and major part is prompt writing is complex. Uh, and I would love to understand if you have gone through the same, if you would want to master writing these prompts effectively, because we have done more than 50 production level AI agent development now. We have written these prompts for various different scenarios. And maybe we can do a separate webinar totally only talking about how to write these prompts right. Second concern is, let's say, even if you set up the AI agent, it sounds all good. You feel like it's very expensive. You'll find general call rates of the AI ranging between 7 rupees to 10 rupees or even higher, depending on what voices and everything you are choosing. And it sounds expensive when you hear the per minute rate. I would still want to understand who thinks it's expensive, because I have had this conversation with a lot of people, and actually clients have come to me and told me ki no, in the longer run we see AI calls are really inexpensive than the other lead qualification systems we have in place already. If you want more of the pricing details at the campaign level, how many people you are targeting, what expense to expect, you can write pricing in the chat box. We'll talk about more detail later on. But trust me, it's a little bit cheaper than a lot of other qualification systems in real estate, popular ones. Third one, a lot of people in India seem to have this problem is AI phone number. Finding AI phone number in India is not possible. So AI phone number are not like your general Airtel or Geo or BSNL numbers. They are cloud telephony numbers, because AI agent is running on cloud and your telephony has to connect to that to trigger a call or to take a call. So cloud telephony for bulk buyers is easier. For smaller buyers, it's a little difficult. Again, if you have lower call volume, if you have faced this problem, you can write it down. I can talk about how we ourselves provide phone numbers to a lot of people in more detail. We even like 1 year back, again I'll talk about it, we struggled a lot in finding the right telephony provider, but now we have figured out based on what call volume what is the right provider for you, especially in India. So yeah, a little bit of for counters for all the 3 points. Even though prompt writing is very important, but the platform we are going to talk about, Kips AI, you don't have to be a prompt expert. We have a lot of production ready templates. Specifically, after this webinar, we are releasing one for home buyer as well. So the demo that we'll cover, you can quickly go in one click. You'll be able to set up this agent and the whole campaign with the help of template. Again, it's not that expensive, very affordable, cheaper than hiring additional counselor, cheaper than hiring pre-sale staff, also cheaper than a lot of existing lead qualification systems out there. Also, phone number, as I talked about, it's simpler than what you think, and we'll see exactly how. Now that we have talked about all of this as well, we busted the myths earlier, quickly showing you all the myths that we talked about. That the human can understand nuanced conversation, it can talk in English. We can also talk about pickup rates if you have concerns over there, and also talked about how you can set up your AI agents and some myths around that we have resolved. Now, I want to know, and this is really important, would motivate me to go further in the webinar. Are you ready now to launch a lead qualification campaign on these phone calls? At least ready to see it in the webinar, how we can do that. Please write it on chat box. Would be really good to see if people are really interested in seeing the lead qualification campaigns. And not just on phone call. The good bonus point here is we'll also talk about WhatsApp. So the how the whole campaign extends to WhatsApp as well. And whenever you are talking about an industry where you are directly talking to a consumer, then these two are the most important channels. And real estate, we have seen again and again. phone calls, and WhatsApp are the most frequent go-to channels for our customers. So now that we are ready, at least I see one yes in chat box, so that's good. I see one. Can you give really quick recap of what you spoke until now, just if you don't mind? I can actually, Kaushik, giving you a really quick overview. Maybe I think a
Thank you so
lot
much.
of people joined after I started. So maybe I'll go a little bit back. I think really saw the myths that we were talking about. Before that, we talked about why we are doing webinar at this point. And these are the two seasons that we talked about, March to May spring season, which is always high footfall for home buyers, and then summer season, which is high footfall for renters. This webinar is more focused on the home buyers. The whole campaign covers them. And the next webinar we are going to do for real estate is going to be focused on renters, because June is the season for renters. We talked about that. Then I quickly talked about myself. I'm CEO and co-founder of Kips AI. The session, especially starting from the part where we are setting up the campaign, I've done more than 50 such individual sessions with different co-founders, different directors, help them set up these agents that are running live on production. And then, believe me, that more than 10 Indian brokerage firms, property developers are using the system. It's a proven system. It has been working with them. And then we talked about some AI sales myths that I think you heard. Like AI can understand these client nuances because every client is different. They talk about different concerns. And how do we train our AI to handle all the scenarios? We talked about English, that is the Hindi plus English local mix of language, and then the pickup rates. We'll quickly talk about pickup rates on the platform as well. I'll show you some campaigns maybe that we have run on production if you want to see. Then we talked about what problems people usually face while setting up the agent, the prompt writing, the expensive part, and getting the phone number and linking it to it. Talked about that. And then I wanted to understand who all are now ready for a phone call and WhatsApp based qualification campaigns. So that was a quick overview. Now we are moving into the real part where you will see what the qualification system is, what your buyer journey is, where we are going to touch them. Why I have written live demo is because this is exactly the same thing we'll see during the demo as well on the platform. And these are the call recordings we'll hear. So this is a home buyer lead qualification system. The scenario is that we want to target our leads immediately via phone call, which is AI voice, and immediately follow it up with a WhatsApp automation as well. So the sequence here is initial interest by your buyer. A potential home buyer fills details maybe on your Meta or Google ad, or if you are getting these leads from let's say 99 acres or other portals, maybe they have expressed an interest there, and the lead falls into your CRM, your Google Sheet, or whatever automation system you have. If you Even if you don't have, there is a system that we'll talk about that within next 5 minutes of this lead capture, we we do instant lead activation. And what is meant by lead activation is there is an immediate AI call that follows within 5 minutes of getting that lead. We do this AI call. AI talks to your prospective client, tries to identify if they are qualified or not. And this is a multi-channel touch. We talked about WhatsApp as well. So this call is immediately followed by a WhatsApp brochure delivery. So you can deliver a brochure or you can schedule a site visit at this point. And we'll see that in the demo how the WhatsApp message looks like. And by this by the time this flow is done, we'll see how AI itself has done an intelligent qualification. So specifically talking about home buyer, what are the qualification parameters? Whenever you want to qualify this lead, urgency for them, urgency they have for buying their house, their budget, their profile, what they are looking for from preference perspective, 2 BHK, 3 BHK, a flat, independent house, villa, what they are looking for, exact location or at least idea of location they are looking into. These are all major qualification parameters for a home buyer. And only if they align with the property that you are selling, it makes more sense to spend time with them. Otherwise, maybe it's better to save your time from this lead and rather spend it on a better qualified lead. So that is the idea, that from the time they have expressed interest, we'll qualify them as a hot, warm, or cold lead for us, and we'll decide the next step based on this. Another good thing is, if you are already using a CRM system at your end, all this information can be directly updated into your CRM. So all your sales rep can see this information and they can assign the lead to themselves based on the priority. So this is the system we are going to see next. And so we talked about touch point. I'll quickly talk about the qualification workflow as well. We briefly talked about it. The lead parameters we are capturing. Another thing is that these lead parameters are totally configurable. If you want to capture little less or little more, that is totally possible. But general parameters again are the urgency, timeline, their budget range, the preferences and location. So we'll capture all of that just from the conversation we are having with them on call. And next thing we can do, it's optional, is the automated site visiting. We can, during the conversation itself, ask them if they want to book a site visit if they are ready. But usually, for like this amount, maybe one touch point is not enough. They might not be ready to book a site visit in the first call. So this can happen subsequently via your WhatsApp message, or maybe on the next call as well. Once the site visit is scheduled, again, you can have smart reminders that you inform them before 24 hours and before 1 hour of the site schedule, and give them a flexible option if they want to reschedule. Uh, this is specifically to reduce the no-show that we usually see for site visits. I'll let you see this. And now I'll move to here. We talked about the campaign, and we can totally start the campaign today. Why we can start it today, I'm saying, because you don't need any extra stuff. Timing we are talking about is perfect. We are at January end. March is the season we expect to boom. Even like you would have started seeing the boom even now as well. uh, Proven results, I already talked about it. The system is being used by a lot of companies already, so you can easily trust it. And yeah, let's move ahead. Now is the demo time. I'm going to take you to the platform. How we are going to do the demo is, I'll quickly talk about how we have set this up, the whole campaign thing on the platform, followed by call recording and WhatsApp message that was sent during the campaign, and how it enables the complete flow. So if everybody is ready for the demo, you can write it here. If you have any question at this point, anything was confusing, put it on the chat box. At the end, when we do Q&A, we can quick take them one by one. So yeah, taking you now to the platform where this all is set up. So this is the KIPS AI platform. How do you reach here is simple. You put KIPS AI in the browser and you can click on sign up for free. As soon as you sign up, you land on this screen that I'll start with. You will initially be on free plan. You still have some credit, so you can still experiment with the complete flow that we are talking about. The first step now is, since the first step is doing the AI calling. So the first step we do is set up our AI agent that is gonna talk to your user. Now this is the agent that we did set up. You can already see how much we have tested it. A lot of calls here. And what all goes here is, there is a welcome message that AI would speak as soon as user picks it up. Then there is a prompt. Now this prompt handles all the nuances. Your user can be of 10 different types. As much as you know about your user, you write everything in the prompt. Then you write some evals and test it out for all your user personas. How do you test them out? So there is a quick test agent button, and here you can give all the different attribute your user has. For example, somebody might be looking for Delhi, somebody else might be looking for Mumbai. You can put the location, you can put their name, so that you can see all the personalization happening on time. If anything else matters to you, like the budget range or any other parameter you are capturing from your lead form, that also you can pass here and test this agent. Once you have tested the agent, then you are ready to create the campaign. But I'll talk what other than prompt and welcome message, what all goes in the AI agent. So there are three important parameters there as well. One is your LLM, which is going to actually generate answers. We mostly rely on Gemini 2.5 Flash. The answers are good and the speed is also good. And then there are STT and TTS, two another important settings for your agent, where you define what your user language is. So we were talking about English earlier. If English is your language, I would say always select Hindi here. If English is your language, you know that already it's a very high budget thing, or the people you are gonna call, they are always gonna talk in English. You can select English or English India, any of these two. For English, you can select Hindi, and there are support for a lot of other local languages as well, so you can select those. Once you select a language, we give you options of providers that provide that language. You can select that, select the model, and if you have your own API key, you can put that or use Kip's API key. Similarly, for voice also, we provide multiple options, Cartesia 11 Labs being our own favorites. But you have very Hindi accent with Sarvam as well. You get the option of OpenAI and Grok. And once you select that, you can put the model, you can select the voice that you want. If you go to Cartesia, you see there are more than thousands of voices that you can select from. The one we have selected is here. Then you can again put your own API key or let Kips use their API key. You can put some background noise so the sound is more realistic. You actually don't have to do it always. Once you create an agent, most of it is set up by default. I'm talking about it only if you want to change these things, you can come here and change it. Another important thing is adding functions. So like we talked about, if our user is qualified, we ask them, should I send you a brochure or should I send you a link for site visit? And that you can do with the WhatsApp function over here. So how do you add these things? You go to create function, you can end call, you can define different scenarios when to end call. For example, for a non-interested buyer who denies even submitting the lead form, you can say, okay, I apologize for calling, and then you end the call there. For a more qualified lead, the end call may be more sophisticated, where you ask them for site visit and brochure and everything, and after that, only AI cuts the call. You can totally skip this part as well and let your user end the call. It's just that it seems more human and more empathetic when AI itself knows when to end the call the right way. You can call your APIs if you want to make some entry into the CRM, depending on how the conversation is going. You can totally integrate a API function. It's simple. You put a URL, a method, and integrate your APIs. The most important one we see on our platform being used is the WhatsApp message. So we'll quickly also talk about how do you integrate WhatsApp to the platform and how do you set it up. You just have to tell the right context to AI when to send this WhatsApp message, and then you select your template. For example, I'll show you the one we have used here. So we call it post called brochure and site visit. You can give your brochure link and you can give a button to book site visit. The most frequently used way of booking site visits, and I'll show you how it looks on WhatsApp as well. Once you have set up your functions, it looks like this. You can always leave rest of them as it is. Later on, once your calls are happening, you will find these pages beneficial to see the analytics. Another very important page here is all the call logs, where you can listen to the call recordings and you can see the complete call transcript as well. You actually also see what functions were called and when. So for example, here in this call, a WhatsApp function was also called for sending brochure, and you can see at what time and everything. So now we'll quickly talk about the campaign setup, which actually makes this call within the 5 minutes. And then I'll play this one or two call recordings so that you can actually see how the call sounds like. Okay. Quickly moving to the campaign. So this is the campaign we have set up, home buyer lead qualification campaign. It is running from a Google Sheet. This Google Sheet is called property buying leads. I'll quickly show you how the sheet looks like. It is very similar to any other sheet you can configure from your ad platform. So sheet property, one second, home property. What is the sheet name? Property buying leads. Okay. Property buying Maybe I'm not finding it, but I'll quickly find it and show you how the sheet looks like. And these are a lead qualification parameter, because if you see, every lead is either categorized into warm, hot, or cold. You can always filter these leads out. So let's say if I'm going to the hot leads, I can see in the successful calls, hot leads, here are all of them. You get the numbers, you get all the qualification parameters that we talked about from them. And again, you can hear from this screen also, look into the complete transcript, listen to the complete call recording. And good thing is, this could also be moved to your CRM, so that your sales agent, before calling to this lead, they already know what time do they prefer for site visit. We can even capture what next time would they prefer for a call in these parameters, and we can call them. And while we call them, we already know what we talked about them and what their expectations are. So yeah, another thing, you can download the whole thing as a CSV and then do a bulk upload anywhere you want. So this is the campaign setup. Again, I'll show you. Both the lead type and lead status parameters are configurable. So here we have defined that these are our important lead status parameters, but you can always change them for your own campaign. Now, as soon as a entry comes into your Google Sheet, which can be coming from your meta ad or anywhere, this call goes. And not just Google Sheet, if I show you, when you are adding a campaign, for example, if I go inside one of the not started campaign, you can see there are multiple setup options. You can connect it to your CRM. You don't have to always put it in the Google Sheet. If you want to run it directly from your Meta lead gen ad or Google lead gen or LinkedIn lead gen ad, you can directly set it up from there as well. If you want to do it via Google Sheet, which most of our clients prefer, you can do it that way. Or Kips is itself a mini CRM. You can add your contacts here, do all the attribution, add custom fields and tags, and based on that also you can run campaign from here. Okay. Now, again, without, I think people are most excited about this part where we listen to one of the call recordings. So I'll quickly talk about that. So let me know, please, someone from the chat, if you are able to listen to the recording. If you are not, I'll try it some other way. But I'm playing this one. So this is the first one, and I'll just play this one.
Hello.
Hello.
Is it audible?
Hello, am I talking to Sara?
Yeah, who's this?
हाय सारा, मैं रिया बोल रही हूँ प्रॉपर्टी डीलर से. आपने रिसेंटली एक प्रॉपर्टी के लिए इंक्वायरी की थी, उसी के रिगार्डिंग मैं कॉल कर रही हूँ.
जी बोलिए.
मे आई नो आपका बजट रेंज क्या है?
2 to 3 CR है.
ओके, नोटेड 2 to 3 करोड़. एंड आप कितने BHK का प्लान कर रहे हो? 2 BHK और 3 BHK?
2 BHK.
ओके, 2 BHK. प्रॉपर्टी टाइप में आप क्या प्रेफर करोगे? फ्लैट, विला या इंडिपेंडेंट हाउस?
फ्लैट प्रेफर करूंगी मैं.
ओके, गॉट इट. और दिल्ली में कौन सा एरिया आप प्रेफर कर रहे हो?
वसंत विहार.
Okay, Vasant Vihar, this is for your living, right? Or for any other purpose?
नहीं नहीं, इट्स फॉर लिविंग.
Great. अंडर कंस्ट्रक्शन ऑप्शंस भी चलेंगे या आप रेडी टू मूव इन प्रॉपर्टी प्रेफर करोगे?
मैं रेडी टू मूव इन प्रेफर करूंगी.
Okay. By when are you planning to move in?
इन लाइक 3 to 4 months.
Okay, that works. इस बेसिस पे सेम लोकेशन में 3 BATK रेडी टू मूव फ्लैट्स अवेलेबल हैं. Would you like to go for a site visit?
या श्योर.
Great. कौन सा डेट और टाइम मैं साइट विजिट के लिए बुक कर दूं?
नेक्स्ट वीक मंडे.
Okay, next week Monday. What time works for you?
अराउंड 12 PM.
परफेक्ट. मैं ब्रोशूर और प्रॉपर्टी डिटेल्स आपको व्हाट्सएप पे शेयर कर दूंगी.
ठीक है. ओके.
थैंक यू फॉर योर टाइम. हैव अ नाइस डे.
थैंक
बाय.
So I hope you all could hear that. And at the end, it also talked about sending a WhatsApp message. So I'll quickly show you how that WhatsApp message looks like. So if you can see it here, after call. So that was a call to Anna, but when I did the call, this message looks like this. You can keep it small so that you don't go into a read more section. Thank you for speaking with us today. Here's the brochure. You can provide a link where they can look into the brochure, or you can send the attachment as well. And you can subtly put a book site visit link here as well, so that maybe if not in the first call they are ready, they can do it in the second call.
प्रीति, एक काम करोगी? मैं तुमको
Uh,
ना
sh-
देखता हूँ, उसको ज्वाइन करके रिकॉर्ड कर सकते हो स्क्रीन। रुको, मैं शशांक को बोलता हूँ।
okay, let me. Yeah, so moving ahead, we heard the call recording. We saw how the WhatsApp message looks like. Now I'll quickly spend a little bit time talking about the WhatsApp setup. How did that work out? The WhatsApp inbox on the platform, and then we'll open it for Q&A. So I told you already the WhatsApp function we set up that sent the message. If I now show you the inbox, this is how the inbox looks like. So if you see the message I showed you, it is available here as well. If you want to reply to this person directly, you can send a reply from here. For example, let's say they book a site visit or they reply to your WhatsApp message saying, sorry, I can't look into the brochure, or I'm really interested. Can I reschedule my site visit? All of that. So any of your agent can open the platform and reply from here. And that is true if you have marked your lead as a manual reply. Another very good option is you can just set up the complete FAQ system into a prompt, and this WhatsApp is ready to automatically reply. So I'll quickly show you that as well. How that is done is, so just like your voice agent, you also have the WhatsApp agent. In the WhatsApp agent, we give you this full screen for writing the prompt. Here you could have written all the FAQs, what to do when they are asking for rescheduling, or what to do when they want to look for another location, all of that scenarios. You can put it here and the automatically AI would reply to their WhatsApp messages so that there is no delay. Rest of it, because we are official Meta Tech providers, you can always run WhatsApp campaigns as well. Just like for this specific use case, we are sending WhatsApp message during the voice conversation. But if you want to run your campaign only on WhatsApp, let's say your lead came. So now there are that various options. When you are running ad, you can directly ask them to connect to WhatsApp. So maybe you are directly capturing lead on WhatsApp, then this comes very, very handy, and you can always reply to your leads from here. You can ask qualifying questions just by defining the sequence of conversation here. And if you want to run campaign, you just come here, create your template that you want. And just like we were seeing the campaign for voice agent, when you are adding a campaign here, you can select a quick outreach and then your WhatsApp agent. And this way, so I'll quickly set one up. If it's a test campaign, you can go here, select again your source where you want to run this WhatsApp campaign on, and then select your template. For example, here, if I'm running it from my own and I select a tag called, um, for example, I want to filter everyone who comes into this category. I see there is only one person, but for the sake of this, I'll move ahead. You can see the WhatsApp template. Every template in my WhatsApp number is visible here. I can select the one that I want to send. I can personalize this message just by putting all the parameters that I maintain at my contact level. For example, name I want to send. I can do that. Save this template. And now it's as easy as you can either start this right now or you can schedule it for later. So you can set up a lot of WhatsApp campaign as your nurture sequence. Uh, we'll talk about this more if you are more interested, how to set up the complete nurture flow with WhatsApp. But for now, I'll stop it here and I'll go back to the slide and open it up for Q&A. So the chat box is yours, or if you want, you can unmute yourself, ask your question, and we can do the Q&A.
Does this solution integrate with the IVR telephony?
I in the voice agent, there is option to handle IVR if you want.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
call that we are sending are AI calls, not the IVR calls.
Uh, my question is, for example, if we have our own IVR system and
Mhm.
if our lead calls, can the AI agent answer that call?
I think what you are saying is you already have a cloud telephony system in place, a phone number in place, which is right now connected to a IVR system, and you
Right.
would want to change it to an AI system. Is that?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is doable. So only thing we look for in the cloud telephony, if there is a SIP trunking option. Let me quickly show you what I mean by that. Maybe that would,
Okay. Yeah. Right.
yeah. So if you understand SIP, yeah, that's the answer. If SIP is
No, no,
there,
no, no. I don't understand. I
you
will need to
don't,
send
let
it
me
to my
then
tech
quickly show you.
team. Yeah. Please quickly show me.
Yeah. So you see this, there is a phone number linked to this agent. And if I go to the phone number screen, you can see it. Inbound means if somebody calls on this number, this agent will pick it up. Outbound means when we are making a call, for example, lead is coming and we are making a call, then we'll use this agent for making the conversation. Now, let's say if I want to change the agent, what it asked me, okay, right now this is being used. So I'll quickly go and pause the campaign for now. So this was the campaign running and home buyer. Let me pause it. And if I go back phone number and I'm setting up this, it asks me for this detail, the termination URI, SIP trunk username and SIP trunk password. So you can see this
Okay.
number is using a Plivo trunk. There are a lot of cloud telephony, Tata Teleservices, and a lot in India. If you're using
Right.
one of them and your telephony provider gives you SIP trunking, then you can easily onboard that number here and your existing number
Understood.
can be used.
Understood.
Yeah. If they are not providing SIP, then there are multiple ways. You can either go to another cloud telephony provider or we can provide you phone numbers.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
this entire solution and the WhatsApp, is it a
Mhm.
third-party solution which you're integrating with,
No.
or is it completely
So
developed by you?
it is completely developed by us. For AI models, of course, we are relying on state-of-the-art models that I already showed.
Right. Right.
Like if for LLM, we have these options. For speech to text, text to speech, we have these. But rest of it, the streaming and everything is ours. Similarly, Meta, KIPS is official Meta tech provider. So when you onboard your WhatsApp number, so for example, here I'll show you WhatsApp is already integrated. But if I have to change this WhatsApp or onboard a new one, you directly log in with Facebook. You don't have to onboard your WhatsApp number to any third party. Log in with Facebook, select your Meta business profile, select your number, put OTP, and it is onboarded here.
Okay. How
Yeah.
about if we have our own WhatsApp API tool? Will that get integrated with your solution?
We have done that, and that then we do via API calling. So let's say
Hmm.
you want to send a WhatsApp message in that case where WhatsApp is not on KIPS, you would rather use this API function, and the URL would be, for example, let's say you are using AI Sensei.
Right.
Then yeah, it can be
Ah,
aisensei.com/send message, and then you
ah,
can put your token, API key, everything here. So that during the call via AI Sensei, we can send a WhatsApp message.
understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Cool.
Another question here is,
Yeah.
how many languages are you supporting?
So we support because we are again using state-of-the-art models. All Indian languages, which is 50 plus vernacular, are there. We are supporting that. We are also working with a lot of Dubai, Germany, US, and Israel-based customers. So a lot of those languages are also available on the platform.
Okay, understood. Cool. Very cool.
Me. So Kaushik, if you don't mind, what languages you mostly work with?
So I basically run a music education company.
Mhm.
Currently, it is based out of Hyderabad. We are looking to open a number of branches in Telangana, and as we scale, it is going to actually have to be in different states in India, and eventually, maybe after maybe 2 to 5 years, globally. So my
Understood.
requirement, keeping future in mind, is to have support for pretty much all the local and major Indian languages.
Makes sense, makes sense. So we
Yeah.
have worked with Kannada and Telugu. Uh,
Okay.
Other than if you go very interior, the accent becomes very thick, and that time we do
True.
face some problem. But if you're talking about
Huh.
urban Telugu, which is mixture
Urban
of,
Telugu
yeah,
actually I'm
Telugu
talking
plus
about.
English, it works really well.
Oh, okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah.
What is the process here then, in getting started and knowing in detail about, this? Will a one-on-one call with you be the next step, probably?
Yeah. So since you are here till the end, anyway, one of our sales rep will connect with you, and we do this pilot that we are talking about in starting as well. We do five. We try to do five free pilots where we try to provide 100 to 200 calls to you.
Okay.
For that, one of us will connect with you and
Okay.
understand your scenario. Good thing about the pilot is we'll do the whole agent setup for you, so you don't have to spend time writing the prompt or testing it on a lot of evals. The team will do for that. All you have
Okay.
to think of is a success metric, that after pilot, would you call it successful or not? What
Hmm.
metrics are most important to you for that?
Hmm.
And if that is successful, we talk about what next.
Sounds very good. Would you mind telling the size of your team and, like the different roles that there are currently in your startup?
Actually, I would suggest let's connect one-on-one for that. We are,
All right.
yeah,
Sounds fine. Sounds
yeah.
fine.
We'll open this window. If anybody else has any more questions, we can take it here. Or, yeah, again, opening this one. This is my email ID and calendar link. If you want to set up a call yourself, you can do there. Or you can just put an email. If you even think somebody else might benefit from a one-on-one conversation with us, you can feel free to forward email to them as well. So cool then. If nobody else has any more question, we are good to wrap it up. And I'll be sending you anyway the deck or the recording link over email.
Hey, shall I wait here in this meeting or shall I wait for one of your sales team persons to call?
You should wait for a call. Give us 1 hour or so to wrap the full webinar up, and then we'll be
Certainly.
giving you everything.
Certainly. I'll look forward to talking to one of your team members. Thank you
Perfect,
so
perfect. Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
now.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. Bye bye.